So inside of a minute and a half left in the first quarter. On the drive, and then the block from Davies, but a foul before on the drive for Andrew Keck. So that goes on Drake Auclair.
16 foul.
And the first comes off the rim there for Keck.
The fouls keep adding up. 16 fouls on Murray. Timpview's going to be shooting the rest of this first half, Dusty.
But, yeah, their style of play is what led to it. Davies sends out to Workman. Jackson off on the three. Inside of a minute remaining in the quarter. Cycle through, Foster. Off on the three. Davies went up for the board, couldn't get it. Keck saves it in. Right to his man, blocked away by Davies. How about the big man? Playing big, and that's his second block. Carter Holiday couldn't float it over him.
And he would have had a third if not for a foul. We told you this young man is a rim protector. Love the game of Bowen Davies.
It's about the guy that Murray just hasn't had over the years.
He's got to have a great plus-minus, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Analytics. You think of all the years they had to play in the same region with the Brothers of the Quath and everything else. They didn't have the guys to match that.
Yeah.
Even with those fun teams, with the other Chrismans and those guys that just shot the lights out.
Wall Jasper.
Yeah, James Wall Jasper. Hodges.
Yeah.
Still mad about the Zach Celius 3 at the horn in the first round of the 2013 tournament.
Yep.
First year we did all 30 games. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes Rust. Rust. No Euro, no need. Kiss it off the buckle and get it home. That's how we close out the first quarter, as it is Timpview 10, Murray 8. You're watching the 2022 5A State Championship Basketball Tournament on your new home for online championships, KSLSports.com. Commentary brought to you by Game Night Live Rewind. Start of the second quarter, Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart. As always, brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. Go to utah.law. Find the law office nearest you. Flat fee legal fees. Get a free consultation. Is on the drive. Keck does not draw the call on that one. Here comes Murray on the push. But Dane, that first quarter, Timpview controlled the tempo. We talked about that toward the end of that quarter. This game has gone the way that Izzy would want it to go. As Davies hits, and we're tied at 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the pace well below the pace that even the scoring well below the average that Murray would like to have in this contest, held to just 8 points in that first quarter. See how Coach Workman and group try to get things going. You know, Workman has had a couple of 3-point attempts, hasn't been able to get him to fall, and see if they can get that, tempo, that pace back up to Murray's liking.
Yeah, Jackson hit the 1-3. It was a +1 opportunity. As Birmingham with the crossover, takes a bump on the drive. It was kind of a Dallin Hall-esque flip on that one. Because you think, oh, he's going to go to the window. No, somehow he finger flicked it toward the rim. So it's Chuneman Birmingham at the free throw line. Not a lot of well, here's the deal. As you see on the screen, as Dave mentioned at the end of the quarter, I mean, it is Timpview shooting free throws the entire second quarter.
So if I'm Izzy Engel, guys, go to the rim.
Yeah.
Right? Go live. If you've got a chance to go to the line, take it.
We'll see that even up here pretty soon. But it's just a matter of, does Murray take it on the bounce? No Chudy on a CK on the floor at the moment.
He's got the pair of fouls. Birmingham on the floor right now with 2 for Timpview.
So Quentin Crispin on the floor. High post to Davies, sent back out. 3 on the way, goes in. Devontae Hooks. It didn't want to go down, but he willed it home.
Look, their 3-point game is more than just Workman. Hooks can hit it. Chrisman can hit it. A lot of guys that have that outside ability.
What a take and make there by Truman Birmingham, as he's had an outstanding first half. That is 7 points for Birmingham. Hooks again. 4-3, back-to-back triples for 10.
He did that against Springville as well, Dusty. It was a 3-point by committee for Murray. And right now, Hooks is just slowly but surely helping bring Murray back in this contest.
Oh, and all the years. It's taken so many years, and now they've got the Spartan triple going on. On the drive, Rust fouled, and this foul is going to be charged to Deshaun Wilkerson Bowie.
Foul on number 11. Deshaun Bowie, his first.
So Rust to the free throw line.
Rust. This is that first opportunity. I mean, we can talk about getting to the line, but got to make them when you get there. Plenty of games this year have been lost by not capitalizing at the stripe, and opportunity here for Timpview.
Back rims the second. 0 for 2. And Murray with a chance to expand on their lead. Chrisman. Oh, the tough angle there to Davies. How about the hustle from, that was Oldroyd. And now the ball on the floor and a jump ball is Carter Holiday able to hit the deck and fight for that one. And possession will stay here with the Spartans. And Rust, how about that? Took Workman off the switch and able to get the steal. Keck on the drive. Can't get it over the top of Bowie. And here comes Murray. Davies turns right into Foster, sends back
dribble.
out.
Yeah. Foster, great defensively. He's a football player, right? He's not going to mind the physicality of Davies. Doesn't bite at all and forces the turnover there defensively.
So still 16-14. As Keck has that one slapped back. As Rust sends out to Foster. Good defense there by Bowie. Oldroyd on the drive, too strong. Rebound tipped out and then tracked down by Holiday. Rust back into Holiday, blocked away. And then Bowie with the steal.
So I was talking with another Region 6 coach this week, and he talked about how active Bowie is. And you saw it right there, the block, the steal. Number 11 doing a lot of things on that possession defensively for Murray.
Into the corner. And then we're going to have a foul on the entry. And this will go to Holiday. It'll be number 1.
So if you're Bowen Davies, Timpview is clearly trying to be physical with him and make him uncomfortable. You just got to battle through that, right? At the end of the game, you're going to be tired and worn down anyways. You might as well scrap back and get opportunities.
Workman, 4-3. The second 3 for Jackson Workman.
How about an 11-4 quarter here for Murray in the second?
Starting to find their groove.
And it's going to start to put pressure on Timpview to move more quickly here.
And with the foul opportunities, too, here for Timpview. Rust is going to drive at Davies.
Oh, how do you keep that?
Show it, take it away. Keck, a flat-footed 3, no. Foster, back up strong.
Wow. I thought the hand came across the arm there, but we play on.
So Izzy Engel holds his water much better than his terrific head coaching father. Tony Engel wouldn't have stood for that.
Izzy doesn't a lot of times either.
I didn't see the energy drink under the seat, but then again, we didn't go down to the floor. So, well, oh man, all kinds of contact, no whistle there either.
He lost that ball for a moment as well, just able to regather it.
I think that added to that clunkiness of that play. As Rust Gonna go back at Davies. Oh, crawl it up. Can't get the Donovan Mitchell layup to go. And then a foul on the rebound.
And guess who has the board? Bowie. When Davies can contest the shot and you've got another rebounder underneath like Bowie, it means good things for Murray on the glass. Chudy here back on the floor, Dusty, with those two personals.
In for Timpview, number 2, Quarterfinal.
And it's going to be interesting to watch. Well, you can only hold him out for so long, right?
Yeah.
And you also got to keep him in rhythm. As inside, Chudy on a CK, trapped on the baseline. Davies cycled through.
How about the way they work out of that pressure?
Yeah.
Great job.
To stay calm. As it's Chudy come off the screen. Sends that ball to the corner. Crispman, 4-3. Pick your poison.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's more than just Workman, right? He gets all the pub. But, man, this is a group effort as it's Crispman the way to dial it up from long range.
Hooks with 2. Crispman adds another to Davies, or probably to Workman's 3 here in the quarter. And it's an 8-point lead. Full timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Huntsman Center where, man, the Murray Spartans, we talked about a little bit ago, finding their groove, and they have absolutely found it.
Yeah, they have. After being held to 8 points in that first quarter, the outside shot, guys stepping up, right? We talked about the balance and depth of this roster, and really didn't see that in the first quarter. In the second we have, and it's why they've got the lead. And right now, if you're Timpview, you got to get back to executing here offensively. They've settled for some shots. Birmingham there, that one off mark, and not what you were looking for. I mean, a good look, but you're hoping Truman, your best scorer, is able to make that shot.
Well, think about this. There were 17 fouls coming into the second quarter.
Yeah, just at 8.
Just at 8 right now as they go inside. Bowie hangs on and hits.
You beat it over the top, and your help late kind of sails past it, and Bowie finds himself right at the rim with no defense. It's a 10-point difference.
And a tip and takeaway. Here comes Chudy on a CK.
And the amazing thing is they did most of this without Chudy on the floor.
Right. Well, it started here with Hooks. Hooks really kind of took the lid off the hoop, knocking down 2 threes. There's Crispman.
Workman off the floor as well for Murray.
Crispman hangs and now gives up the Hooks. He sends up to Davies, back to Crispman. Angle 3 is short. Bowie saves it in, but nice job by Russ. He was really good at dodgeballs in elementary school. You could tell.
He's an athletic big man.
Yeah. Rust hands back to Birmingham. Rust. The 3 to Oldroyd, no. Anosike with the loose ball. Anosike with the flyby. Jackknife it up and in. And it's a 12-point lead inside of a minute left in the half.
Impressive second quarter. It's now 18-4.
Anosike now with a quiet 5 points. As he had the 2 fouls in the first quarter. They're inside of 40 seconds left in the half. Russ sent back out. Birmingham. Too strong. Bowie with the rebound. We'll have back to Chudy.
That's great ball movement to get Birmingham an open look. And that one just off.
I think he missed a chance to lob that into Bowie. Got a mouse in the house. Workman back up top on Osike. Works off the foul. That'll be the 6th team foul on Timpview with 9 seconds left.
First phrase I had go through my hand was kitten in a mitten. I was waiting for a defensive play to be able to use it, but
I got one coming.
Give it time. Give it time.
We'll see what he does. I've got one teed up.
That goes back to the good old days of kidnapping kittens.
Also number 4, Carter Halliday.
It's a couple years old.
Inbound in. Bowie into Anosike. He tipped it right at the back to Bowie with 3 seconds. Bowie goes back up, blocked away by Rust. Keck won't get the shot off, and that will do it for the first half of play. The second quarter belonged to the Murray Spartans. They close the quarter on a 10-0 run, and they go into the locker rooms with a 26-14 lead. You're watching the 2022 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com, your new home for online championships. And welcome back inside the Huntsman Center. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. By the way, you saw the graphic. Tell us where you're watching the game from. Shoot us a picture. We'll be able to run those in the fourth quarter. So hit us up at GNL Rewind. But Dane, that first half was not. Let's put it this way. Timpview has a lot better basketball ahead of them. And there's a turnover. Here comes Judy Anosike and a charge.
I actually would have gone block on that from my perspective. I thought that. But the official was right there, and he makes a lot better calls than I do, so I'll roll with that.
So a certain official had taught us that it's not about movement. He said, did you have the space? And I thought he did.
See, I didn't. I thought he was late to it.
Okay.
Just because they were both moving at the same speed. And so to establish that space before Chudy got there, I thought was bang, bang. But
like a map code. If you'll know that I don't like calls. If I go, there's Workman. Misses on the 3, and the rebound taken by Keck.
By the way, to answer your question, I'm watching the game from the Huntsman Center.
Attaboy.
All right, let's get
Where's
back to this. So you talk about better basketball ahead of them. 5 of 27 in the first half. That's Timpview's shooting number. 1 of 10 beyond the arc. They had 10 offensive boards, 14 points. That was not the recipe that we saw from Timpview in the back half of region play as they surged up, right? I expect them to have a stronger second half, because that's a nice putback, right? That's what I expect them to get back to. And you can argue defensively, they played okay. They limited Murray to 26. But it's Chudy time in the second half.
Lob to Chudy Anosike. And ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
So they tip that one out. Still loose. And now we're going to have a foul on Murray. Interesting. 11 offensive rebounds now for Timpview on 16 points. 11 offensive boards. They've just not been able to take advantage of the second chance opportunities on top of other things. But you know, as we talked about before, in the state tournament, and basketball is this way anyway, it's a game of runs, and you know that all the things they've done, all starting to get rolling, can they keep it within striking distance to where they can tie this game up.
Can I tell you one other thing I loved is Davis with another block. He's got 4 now. When you look at Murray in the first half, Dusty, not one player took more than 4 shots.
Wow.
3 took 4, and another 3 took 2. They spread the wealth. And it's what I tried to highlight early on. There is depth to this roster. A lot of guys can contribute. And I guess spoke to it in terms of the shot selection in that first half.
Absolutely. So down 12. Timpview still trying to find the best way to attack this defense. Send out Oldroyd, 4-3. 5 points in the quarter, and there's a guy that can help spark something. James Oldroyd with 5 points.
He can. He is their best three-point shooter, over 40% on the season. He could qualify at Olympus. But if he can get going, they can get back in this.
Oldroyd with the steal. Keck give it up to Birmingham. Birmingham, Keck, Russ, cycle through, Oldroyd.
Ooh, that was online, Dusty.
The contingent from Timpview had been really excited on that one.
There would have been some chants and cheers, all appropriate, of course, from the orange and blue of Timpview.
Yes. I see you.
That one's free.
Workman, back rims to 3. Foster gets to the rebound.
Of course, we were told before the game our jokes aren't funny.
We shouldn't laugh at our own jokes.
That hurt my feelings.
To a guy that watched our stuff to prep. Rust sent out to Birmingham. Off on the 3. And we kid because we're friends. As that's taken by Davies. Workman, far corner. And we'll have a foul on Rust.
Yeah, that's a good foul.
Give up the easy lay-in.
Yep. Of course, that'll be just the first on James, but that's a good foul, right? I mean, you're trying to crawl back in this game. We've seen, I think, a defensive intensity increase from Timpview. You don't want to give up anything easy.
Right. Bowie sends up top. Well, I thought Keck was going to be able to knock that ball free.
Look at the pressure coming up here.
Well, we saw this trap work at Alta. The 3 on the way and good. Devontae Hooks.
It's an extended 3 from Devontae, his 3rd of the game. And I was going to say it felt like Murray kind of taking the foot off the pedal a little bit, and then Hooks, bam.
Rust, free throw line jumper is good.
Here comes pressure. Oh, the no look.
Bowie misses the bunny. Foster give it up to Rust. The point center. Blocked away by Bowie.
Dusty, honest question.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a team that blocked like this Murray team
The
does?
brothers of the Quath.
And that's been years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both deep into their college careers.
One of them on their third school.
Third.
Yeah, third school.
Fourth. And that's not because he can't handle
Yeah,
those schools. It's because he's grown every time.
Yeah. As Birmingham can't get that one to go. Now on the run. To Sean Trammell. Cycled through, back to Trammell. Send to the corner. Hooks a little long on the 3. Bowie with the backside board. Goes back up strong and puts that one in.
Tell you.
Rust lips out the 3. Foster with the board. And now a foul going to be called on, I believe, Jackson Workman. Oh, it's on Bowie.
Sean Bowie, his 2nd. 3rd team foul.
2 on Bowie, 2 on Trammell, 2 on Chudy. It's late in the 3rd. They all got 2, but you still got to be a little mindful here.
Russ goes out to Oldroyd. Oldroyd show it, take it away. It sends back out. And they'll reset here with Carter Holiday. Now Birmingham. On the drive, hangs and blocked by Davies.
That's his 5th. It's just like, he's going to have more blocks than most players will have rebounds.
He's got 5 blocks. He's got 4 points.
Remember, a 6th came off due to a foul. I mean, like, he's a ball hawk in basketball. I love it.
Send out Birmingham. Off on the 3, and the rebound taken by Onosike.
It's a good closeout by Chrisman. Right up in the face there of Birmingham. Able to contest it.
Davies hands off Chudy. And Onosike foul by Oldroyd. And Oldroyd, that's number 3.
There have been some great all-region players on Murray teams in the past.
Oh.
But this one's got a plethora of first-teamers.
Do you know what a plethora is? It all starts with, our years of covering. Jake Thompson.
Of course, we talked about Chrisman and Wall Jasper. And the crazy thing is, Davies a senior. Just about everyone else is a junior. I mean, Murray's bringing a lot. Think about 5A basketball next year. What we see from Woods Cross, Olympus, Murray.
Yeah.
Sign me up, man. Good youth at Alta.
I would say Alta. We got Johnson going to come back. Really lose Hayden and Jet Lombard.
Yep.
But, I mean, you still got, even though Orm has got Lance Reynolds the 3rd. And then the whole team essentially at Salem Hills minus a couple of guys too. I mean, you see the 8 teams we've seen today, that shot is blocked. Bowie with another one.
I'm just going to start calling this team Legos because it's just full of blocks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Send us your pictures of your reactions to our jokes. That's Wall Jasper. 4-3.
It's Chrisman.
That's not Wall. We went the way back machine. Quentin Chrisman. Somewhere James Wall Jasper is like, they still remember me. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And remember Chrisman's brother, too. On the drive, Birmingham. Force it up, can't get it. Bowie with the rebound. Workman cross court to Chrisman. You know, this Murray team playing extremely well, and all starts with their coach. We got a coach that wears some J's and cool kicks. It all starts everything.
I'll tell you, you talk with Coach Jasper. Dang it,
James
Dusty.
James is getting run today.
You talk with Coach Workman, and every time you talk to him, he's like, I love my team. I love my team. And you see this team play, I love this team. They are so fun to watch.
Yeah.
The balance, depth, consistency. It's why one of us picked them to make a deep run.
Up 15 with 50 seconds left. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. You're watching the 2020 5A state tournament.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit University of View.
The last 50 seconds of the third quarter. As Birmingham goes up top, Oldroyd. Flare out, 3 on the way, and good. Coy Burge. Bowie, lob it up on the run, and it is Davies. And then an inbound infraction. The ball will go back to Murray. The unselfishness leads to a highlight. Jackson Workman had that ball go out of bounds off of Rust, and we will stay with Murray with 18 seconds left. Remember, send us your pictures wherever you're watching us from. A 14-point lead for Murray. Could make it 16 or 17 here before it's closed out. On a CK, back into the corner to Workman. Davies sends back out. Chrisman. Now with 10 seconds, but on a CK lost that ball out of bounds. It'll be Timpview basketball with just under 9 seconds to go.
We've now had confirmation our jokes aren't very good.
He doesn't have a good sense of humor. Final 8 seconds. He knows who he is. 5 seconds. Birmingham on the drive. Blocked away by Bowie. At the horn, Burge finishes the fourth quarter with a 5-point spurt personally. But we had the fourth quarter and a 12-point lead from Murray. The winner moves on to the 5A semifinals to take on Woods Cross. It's Murray 38, Timpview 26. You're watching a 5A state tournament on KSLSports.com. Start of the fourth quarter, Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. Game 4, the boys' side of the 5A quarterfinals. We've got 4 girls' games coming up next. The winner will move on to play Woods Cross in the semifinals.
And we get
Wednesday.
real serious real fast in that with Olympus and Springville.
Judy, +1. Been waiting for that one. It'll be Sana CK going the line, looking for the 3-point play.
And, Chudy tonight, a chance to finally get in double figures. And he does 10. Of course, missed a lot of that first half with foul trouble. And the fact that they've been able to play through that and still have a 15-point lead here in the fourth, it's a good Murray team. It's a real good Murray team.
Well, the one thing we know about this Timpview team is that they can come back, but the defense from Murray has been up. We saw Timpview erase, what was it, a 15-3 start at Alta a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
So no, they have it in them, but it's just a matter of Murray's in an absolute groove, and you don't know who's going to pull the. Well, you don't know who's going to take the shot here for the Spartans. Up all knocked out of bounds. It'd be Murray basketball on the baseline.
I mean, to give you an idea of how this has gone, the fewest points Murray's given up this year, 41 to Judge in the season opener.
Wow.
And they're well on pace to lock down even further here today.
Yeah. Trapped in the corner and a timeout taken by Crispin with 7:09 left. The 30-second timeout allows us to stay here. The boys' side will be all set up at the end of this one. The winner will take on Woods Cross. Our other 5A semifinal will be Bonneville and Olympus. But then we get ready for the girls' tournament. We're going to start left to right in the girls' tournament here next. The next 4 games to get through the end of the night. Tomorrow we'll be right back here for the 6A boys and girls tournaments. But Dane, that girls tournament in 5A, if you haven't watched our video, this is going to be very interesting of where this one heads. Been a long time coming for Lehigh, but you have the reigning champion in Springville taking on Olympus. This is going to be fun tonight.
And I'll tell you, I think what might be the game of this quarterfinal round, I think Timpview Highland is going to be phenomenal. You look at what Timpview has done. They've got a great guard line, good three-point shooters. They've got good post play. Highland's really been built on the interior. I think this is going to be a really fun matchup. That Timpview Highland game will be our conclusion of the night, the nightcap starting at 9:10. But, yeah, Springville Ole, sign me up. Viewmont Bountiful, great region and local rivalry. And then Jordan Lehigh, they split this year 1-1. So I think all the matchups are intriguing in the girls' 5A tournament, and we'll have all those ones coming up later tonight.
It's off the inbound. It's Davies. The ball tipped on a CK, tracks it down, saves it to Crispin. Davies for 3. Why not? Davies knocks down the 3. He's got 9 points, 7 boards, 6 blocks. And then on the other end, we have a goaltend on Bowie. So count the points. And Burge again, it's a personal 7-0 run as Workman has to take the timeout off the full court press. And it's a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 6:49 left in the fourth quarter. You're watching the 5A state tournament.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I'm going to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of View.
It's out of the timeout. Again, full court press on from Timpview. Davies inside Crispin, lob it up. Even Bowie can't get to that one. He
it still
nearly
almost
did.
went off the tip.
Yeah. Workman gets his hand on that ball. Oldroyd try to fit that into Berg. And that's off the foot of Oldroyd, and we'll go back to Murray. Chudy has that one taken away by Oldroyd. Steps into a three. Can't get out of bounds off of Davies. Will stay here with Timpview.
Man, James had that 1-3, right? And then he got another look right after that. I thought, oh, maybe this is the one. That one, an open look. Maybe this one can get him going. And just hasn't been able to find it consistently here this afternoon.
And now a defensive foul against Murray. That's on Jackson Workman.
Number 14, Jackson Workman, his second.
Number 2 on Jackson, only the 4th team foul. Simpson goes inside to Birmingham. And now he's fouled by Bowie. Number 3 on Bowie.
Foul is on number 11, Sean Bowie, his third, 5th team foul.
Gonna lob it into Rust. He's fouled. And how about this? It was 3 team fouls at the beginning of his possession. Now 16 fouls on the Spartans. And Timpview, much like the second quarter, will have free throws almost the entire fourth.
Yeah, I mean, adding up quickly. You know, it's one of the unfortunate aspects with a team that's so aggressive with the blocks is you get a lot of contests, and we've seen those start to add up here. Some miscalculations sending Timpview to the line, and Rust getting practice there.
Not counting that is Jim Sheets, the celebrity here. Jim Sheets.
He long fan of Rewind, and of course here for the Olympus girls game, which will be our next one, and should be a good one.
Out of bounds is Birmingham out of bounds. Won't mention why he's a celebrity, but maybe later. He's not watching. He was part of the Richfield team that lost to Sean Bradley at the Horn. There's a steal. Send back out. Birmingham into the corner. Keck off on the 3. Timpview's had some opportunities. Can't cash in. And now Davies rather is fouled.
Foul on number 11, Andrew Keck, his first.
And the 15th foul on the T-Birds.
How about Region 8, which I think most would say thought was the deepest region, will not have representation in the semis.
Without a miracle comeback, yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty crazy.
Lob it up. Bowie puts it home.
Deshaun Bowie, the assist for Jackson Workman.
Birmingham loses it. Onosike picks it up. Chudy goes a little too sharp. Couldn't quite make up his mind on the way down the floor. Turns it over.
You know, to me, I know that's a turnover, but that's when you know basketball's fun, right?
Right.
Chudy's looking, I could take a shot, and I got my guy. And there's a chemistry about this Murray unit, which is what helps them be successful. And you see that play out over the course of a game, and we've seen that here today.
It's off the miss on one end. Workman, sharp pass on Sike, and he draws the foul. And Onosike going to the line for 2 free throws.
Number 35.
And it goes to James Rust.
6th on the team at the line. Chudy Onosike.
As Chudy hits the first. And goes 1 of 2. Rust will pull for 3 and hit. James Rust now with 9 points. And the timeout taken by Coach Izzy Engel. He's got the full complement of timeouts. And the 30-second timeout will stay here. As we mentioned, interesting that Region 8 has struggled a bit today. Region 5 had a good showing. They're 2-0. That northern region. And you'd say, well, maybe it's matchups. No, they won. I mean, Woods Cross in that second half absolutely poured it on. That was extremely impressive. And Bonneville today, I mean, that was a gutty win from the Lakers.
Yeah, physical with Bonneville over Alta. Shot the ball well, Coy Dixon. I thought that might be the best shooting performance of the day. And then as the day went on, we saw Jack Listersill and then Mason Benninger. I mean, each round has been impressive with some great individual performances. And, you know, today for Murray, it's really been a compliment. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, the only Murray player in double figures is Anno Sike with 11.
Right.
It's just been a very balanced attack here for Murray.
As Chudy will reverse out. Workman, now Davies. Here's Chrisman.
And Murray's going to be near 10 blocks as a team in this contest as well.
And Workman misses on the three. Here comes Timpview. Birds into the corner. Oldroyd can't get the triple to fall. And the rebound stolen by Keck, and now the foul to Chrisman. That'll be the first personal foul on Chrisman, and it'll be 1-on-1 free throws. No, 2 free throws. You can get them both. Get on the shot.
Yeah, sorry. I gave a bad indication to Dusty, meaning 7th team foul. So, free throws rest of the way.
I knew his habitual shooting motion. I thought they had it. I should have just trusted myself.
I've seen enough of him. I know the habitual shooting motion. That was it.
And there's the free throw. One of the very first official friends we had, Craig, sitting on the tunnel. That's where he's watching today's games and listening. Craig Adams.
We know we've got someone else from their office at home.
Yeah. Our fearless leader, Nate Dowdle, watching from home. Not to be misconstrued with Dowdell, as he is a Brighton Bengal, not an Olympus Titan. As the foul goes to James Oldroyd. Always good to know that the boss is watching. Keep it smart, keep it clean.
Our viewer count up to 3 today. I feel pretty good about that.
As Andrew Keck will come back on, as Oldroyd will come off the floor. That's more of a defense-offense swap here. Keck only with 1 personal foul. As Davies hits the free throw. And lips out the second. So 15-point game. See if you're trying to hang around here. Birmingham going to draw the foul to Chrisman in a game that had a ton of flow and movement. And we have absolutely come to a halt toward the end. And I don't want to say even wrongly so, just what's happened.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes officials get blamed for that. A lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage, but their task is to enforce the rules of the game. Yeah. And if you are going to play at a pace or physicality that's beyond the rules, this is where you get.
Yeah. Especially one team trying to force it to the inside. You can get it too as Birmingham hits both free throws, and he'll come off the floor with McKay Simpson. Hey, a member of our crossover show, Patrick Carr, watch from his home office. Anu Sike, they wanted a traveling violation. And Chrisman going to go back up top. Bowie has that one slapped away by Rust. And now a travel. Bowie may have been confused a little bit of Rust coming back from out of bounds. I'm not sure. I'm getting into his own mind, but.
Yeah, I thought it was a good call. I thought he had positioning, then kind of took a jump before the dribble. And Patrick was here earlier watching a lot of Region 5 action. And
he's a mindful employee, not going to book hours, doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Birmingham sends it outside. That's an offensive foul. Only James Harden gets away with that. And only now because he wasn't making that kind of move with Brooklyn. His hamstrings were too bad. There's Anasike. Now breaks the timeline with Davies to the corner. That pass may have been looking for Workman, but
it was not
Chudy.
intended for Chudy.
He goes, go, gadget arm, got it, and lays it in. Birmingham can't get the three to go. Davies cleans up another rebound. 9 on the day. Russ with the steal. Knew it was off when it left his hand, and that ball goes out of bounds off of Timpview.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of frustrating things when this game is over. Shooting percentage for Timpview.
Yeah.
Offensive rebounding for Timpview was great. They didn't take advantage of it. Steals. There have been quite a few Murray turnovers in this game as well. And Timpview's still not been able to take advantage. It's been a tough game with plentiful opportunities, but just not been able to be converted here for the T-Birds.
Crispin fouled on the breakaway. That goes to Rust. That's his third.
Third personal. 9th team foul.
As Foster will come on for Simpson.
Crispin.
So Crispin to the line. And he knocks down the first.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Murray Woods Cross, what do you think?
Well, that is Bettinger. Who is going to stop Bettinger? We got Bettinger versus Anasike. Bettinger might score 50 like Nadal did, as that three won't go for Bird. And now it's Anasike. Russ coming. Anasike is fouled, and it'll be Chudy going the line for free throws.
He wanted to highlight at the U, frustrated that he couldn't finish that. Chudy is a chance here at the line. I think it's a great matchup. For me, I'll give you one better. You know what matchup I'm excited to see? Hogan versus Davies.
No, that's a good one,
Give
too.
me the work in the paint, right? I mean, with how active Davies is defensively, can you attack him and get him off the floor? Or does he become that true rim protector against the dribble penetration and the handoff? Like, I think that's going to be fascinating to watch.
Well, I think Smith, and depending on who draws the charge with
Workman,
Smith,
right?
Yeah, Smith Workman or Smith versus Hooks.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to draw that one?
I think there's some real intriguing matchups in that semifinal.
Yeah.
And fresh blood on this side of the bracket, right? Like Murray and Woods Cross. It's been a long time since we've seen either of those in a state championship.
Well, 3 of the 4. I mean, the real true, I mean, if you want to call it BYU or Utah basketball blue blood, is Olympus. I mean, you're going to go Bonneville. We've never had Bonneville in the semifinals in the 17 years we've done this. And it's going to be the first time we have Murray in the semifinal. And so looking to see where that's going to head. I mean, that's just fun. It's fun to see new guys. And how about Woods Cross has been since Trevin Nell, since they've been to the semis. That's 2 coaches ago. Farmington wasn't even conceived yet.
Right. Yeah. It was approved.
It was approved, but it wasn't done.
No one knew the teal and yellow building.
And yellow. As Foster misses the first. And the second crawls home. So Simpson will come back on as Foster will come out on the offense defense.
Two out of Region 5 and 2 out of Region 6.
And Region 8 shut out. They had the most teams. You had 3 teams. And none of them will make it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
But the best team, and some coaches have told us that the best team in the state is Olympus. They took a bit of a scare today from Salem Hills. As Crispin short on the 3. But Olympus made quick work of Murray during the regular season, and that ball was out of bounds. And very interested to see that matchup with Bonneville. Can Jones break down Wistersill on the dribble? And then how do you handle Dowdell and others in that Olympus guard line?
And is Coy going to be able to shoot with the efficiency he did today, Owen Davies?
I was going to say maybe Chudy kissed it off the backboard. That was a putback dunk there by Davies. And then on the other end is Birmingham drawing the foul.
Number 2, Quentin Christman, his third.
So the third personal foul to Quentin Christman.
at the line shooting 2 shots. Number 1, Truman Birmingham.
See, this is why it's helpful. So, Woods Cross lost to Springville in the semis.
Yep.
Patrick Carr sending that note. We know he's watching from his home office. And then said Bonneville did the semis in 4A in 19, which that is not on my radar.
That's my fault. Oh, it's the year that James Nelson and Salem Hills won the 4A tournament at UVU.
Oh, we didn't do a lot of those.
Yeah,
that
we
year,
didn't
right?
because we were 5A, 6A. What's 6A?
Right.
Thank you, Patrick. Always keeping us. But I was saying for us, we hadn't had him in the semis.
Yeah, we weren't
I'm
there.
still accurate to use a little lawyer talk since I watched Suits. Restart that once again.
Very specific. Words are important. I have to say that saying occasionally. Words are important.
But Patrick, thank you for the note because wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
As there's the foul.
Of course, that was back when 4A was more than just north and south.
Yeah, it was the middle.
Yeah. Rust here fouling out.
Rust fouls out. Good run there for Rust with Timpview. Coach Izzy Engel's first year taking over for Coach Santiago with a championship game appearance, a couple of semifinals and quarterfinals galore. Was unable to bust through with the championship all those years. But speaking of busting through with the championship, Doug Meacham, congratulations, Coach Meacham. Had texted him the day after his Snow Canyon Warriors took home the 4A title. Of course, all those years at American Fork, was unable to get that championship, but got one this week. But full timeout taken by Jason Workman. We'll take it too. 2:05 left in the fourth. Watching the 5A's quarterfinals. So for the Murray Spartans, a 19-point lead here against Timpview. As Berg going to send that ball back out to Birmingham. Now the Foster back out. Berg sends out. 3 on the way from Keck is short. And then you're going to get a loose ball foul, probably called on Crispin, which will lead the free throws for Keck.
Foul on number 2, Quentin Crispin, his 4th.
But it feels good to be back at the big venue. Or last year, go to Salt Lake Community. We were at Salt Lake Community College. And not only that, I think they've done a good job of figuring out the schedule, too. I think having 8 games, and 4 and 4. Remember last year we went all 4s every day, if I remember right. Last year's kind of a blur.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember as well.
In for Timpview, number 0.
I know I was there.
You were there. Maybe had a more fun broadcasting at Amy Dorier.
Well, that was the debut of bringing coaches on stream.
Coach Garner.
We've tried to do that a little bit more, and we'll look to do that more. We got some lined up for tomorrow.
And Brian Alfrey, assistant coach with the Copper Hills, was kind of a hit with some people on your Lone Peak stream you did with him.
Yeah, of course,
Syracuse.
I had Mitch Smith join me on Friday for Murray and Springville.
Some people think I'm just a snob. It's not the case, as Judy gets that one to go.
It's not. I can vouch for Dusty. It's not a snob thing.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in and out of consciousness as that shot doesn't go by Birmingham. As that ball tipped
give me
ahead.
a lob.
Judy with the dunk. Wanted a chance to give the students something more to cheer about. Inside of a minute left in the fourth, and Foster splashes a 3. And Izzy says, hey, give me a full. So let's talk about our broadcast week this week. We got, this is game 4. We'll head into game 5 of 8. So 4 more left. We've got, we can bust some of these. So Brian Alford can join us tomorrow. In the semifinals, potentially will have former Woods Cross coach and current Farmington head coach Casey Walkenhurst.
Yep.
Going to come on and join us as well. And we'll also add others. You have officials to help us out, give us thumbs up, thumbs down on some calls, and so we'll look forward to that.
We've got a couple of others. Look, there are coaches that are still coaching, and we're never going to ask a coach to not be on the sideline to join us in the booth, right? So we recognize. There's a couple coaches that with results that have happened this week. There's still things being planned and organized here, right?
And many had reached out and said, "Hey, if I'm not there, would you be open to it?"
Right. And so we got some opportunities ahead. I think we got some good ones coming up for you. But,
always fun. Like I said, Dane does it more often than I do. I live by the moment.
I do not. I'm like, Dusty, where are we going to be in 3 months? And if he doesn't have an answer, I get frustrated.
And I know there'll be a follow-up. So.
Probably within an hour. Hey, do you know yet?
Yeah. Hey, just taking a look at this.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is going to walk up the floor is Foster will pick up his second personal foul. I mean, if Corey Mullaney dresses too sharply to be on the broadcast, I know he's probably watching. As Chudiana Sike knocks down the free throw. And if you got suggestions of coaches, hit us up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but hit us up.
Yeah.
Because I just actually thought of Corey. Shoot him a text.
For some coaches, it's quite uncomfortable. As, they'd rather be coaching in the pain of a loss and their boys and what they're going through. Is right now, Coach Izzy Engel feeling that a little bit as he brings off a lot of his starters and giving them hugs, recognizing the season come to a conclusion.
Only one team's going to end the year with smiles.
Right.
But the thing that doesn't end is your seniors, these guys, that even though if it's been a year, it's a year you get to know each other and you see those hugs. Those are moments that it's not going to be the same, but it's a moment that you, don't want to say cherish, but you relish as a coach to tell your guys, thank you for your work. Thank you for what you've now, for these guys, for this coaching staff at Timpview. Thank you for laying the groundwork for what the future is going to look like. Because these guys battled through a tough start to the year to get themselves to this point. Because there was a point, it's like, well, maybe Timpview's not going to be Timpview. And then they turned into Timpview.
Yeah. Well, and some of it is, first year, right? I mean, it's so rare to see a first-year guy. Really, for me, I think of Ryan Cuff.
Yeah.
Came in first year AF and won a state championship.
Senior-laden group, yep.
Right. Name me another coach. It's so rare that you come in and new system and new style and new program, new culture, that all that just works in that first year. It typically takes time. And for Timpview to get back to the quarters, I know they're going to be disappointed here, but look, the way they finished region play, and there's going to be some things for them to work on here, but there's some youth there with Timpview. This program is still just getting its footing under it with Coach Engel, well known in the area. They're going to be just fine, and even though it's a bit of a different 21-22, they still got back to Utah. They still made it to the quarter. This program is still one of the top programs in 5A.
Oh, absolutely. The free throw is good. Is at the line for Mariz. Bo Perscalo. And we've got some numbers that weren't a part of our official roster. There's a Carson Limer is in as well as the rebound taken down by Ty Nakua. Yes, he is a brother of those Nakuas. Or pardon me, it's Tay, not Ty, as there's a steal. I didn't need Puka and Sampson coming after me. It's down the lane off a little bit of sauce, if you will. Devin Carlston can't get that one. 14 seconds to go. And Murray going to send this ball ahead, and it is the Murray Spartans getting to the semifinals where they'll take on Woods Cross. First time in a long time. Coach Jason Workman and the Spartans punching their ticket to the Final Four of the 5A tournament off a 64-44 win. Dane, your thoughts on the selection of a Heidemann Associates player of the game?
Remember, this game started 10-8 for Timpview. I'll tell you this. The response from Murray after that first quarter, the way that they turned the corner. Absolutely impressive. You go on a 56-34 run the rest of the way. It really wasn't one guy. I'm going to go with Bowen Davies. Finished with at least a double-double. Last I saw on the board, he had 12 points, 10 rebounds, and he had to have 7 or 8 blocks. I'm going to go with Bowen. I think what he did defensively for this team was huge for Murray and slowing down Timpview, really forcing them to be perimeter-driven, and they didn't. They weren't able to hit those shots when the opportunity was presented. I'm going to go with Bowen Davies as our player of the game.
That is a great selection. There's a bunch of guys you go with. I thought Davies was a major change. As you take a look now, the semifinal set, Bonneville versus Olympus, and then Woods Cross versus Murray on Wednesday, right here on KSLSports.com. Going to be a lot of fun to watch that one. Congratulations, those 4 teams punching their tickets to the Final Four of the 5A state tournament. You got 3 new bloods in 5A, okay? Bonneville, Woods Cross for the first time in a long time, or a while anyway, and then Murray, first time in a very long time. Congratulations to those 4 teams, and we'll have all those games right here on KSLSports.com as on the road to Provo is started. Well, the boys' games are done. Girls' games coming up right here on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the 2022 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com, your new home for online championships.